Hey friends, it's me, your girl, Kristen Denise, also known as KD, here with day 25 of Black History Month. And I'm not gonna hold you, it's really February 26th right now, but I was traveling yesterday and doing all the stuff I need to do on my little trip to Atlanta real quick. So I didn't get a chance to record a video yesterday, so I'm gonna try to do 2 today. Some point you're gonna get 2, but by the end of February, you're gonna have 28 no matter what. Okay, cool. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your grace. And let's keep rocking. So, back to what I was saying. We're here for day 25 of Black History Month, and I'm talking about another more general topic versus a specific person, but it is a topic that is absolutely, completely, 100% near and dear to my heart, and that is the topic of HBCUs, or historically Black colleges and universities, because your girl loves her some HBCUs. You hear me? Okay. I'm an HBCU grad. I graduated from the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University on the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida. And I'm a proud alumnus. Okay. Because FAMU is out here doing the thing, excellence with caring. But let's talk about HBCUs overall and why they are still absolutely significant in the world of higher education and in the roles that we play in the Black community. So they are institutions of higher learning that were originally started to establish education for Black Americans during a time where Black people could often not attend other universities where they were denied admission for various reasons, mostly racism, though, because it wouldn't because we weren't smart enough, because clearly, okay? So since their founding, HBCUs have absolutely been the center of Black excellence, producing some of the most influential leaders, scholars, artists, and activists, and athletes in history. They've uplifted Black communities, nurtured Black culture, and provided an environment where Black students could thrive without racial discrimination. There's nothing like excelling in a place where excellence is the standard and not seen as an anomaly if it was coming from you. HBCUs are absolutely critical today, continuing to provide affordable, high-quality education while fostering a sense of community activism and absolutely cultural pride. So, why were HBCUs created? Before the Civil War, enslaved and free Black people were systemically denied education. That's number one, because they were some haters. Early in the 1800s, Black students were banned from attending most colleges. In 1865, post-Civil War, free Black people demanded education. It was one of the things they really wanted, but most white colleges, again, still refused to admit them. So the solution, Black leaders, churches, and abolitionists, and some allies also, founded HBCUs to educate newly freed African Americans. By 1900, there were 78 HBCUs providing an alternative to racist exclusionary institutions. HBCUs absolutely became a safe place for Black intellectual growth, leadership, and of course, resistance. So, the oldest HBCU is Cheyney University of Pennsylvania, which was founded in 1837. It was originally created to help train Black teachers. One of the other oldest HBCUs is Lincoln University in Missouri, and they were the first HBCU to grant college degrees. And then you also have Wilberforce University, which was established in 1856. They were the first private HBCU, and they were founded by Black leaders in the AME Church at the time. So these institutions are just 3 examples of institutions that were established early on to help pave the way for generations of Black scholars, professionals, and activists. So some key contributions of HBCUs, like as far as some attendees that went to HBCUs who are examples of Black excellence, they have actually still to this very day educated the majority of Black professionals and leaders in the U.S., including people like Kamala Harris, who graduated from Howard University and was the first woman vice president to serve in the presidential cabinet in general in that way as president or vice president. So she was the first female vice president, the first Black woman vice president, all that fun stuff. You have Thurgood Marshall, who was educated at Lincoln University and Howard University Law, who was the first Black Supreme Court justice. You have Andrew Gillum from Florida A&M University, who was the youngest mayor of Tallahassee. I actually got to vote for him for mayor at the time because I lived in Tallahassee at the time. And the first Black nominee for Florida governor. You have Oprah Winfrey, who went to Tennessee State University. You had Chadwick Boseman, who went to Howard University. You had Toni Morrison, who went to Howard University. You have Anika Noni Rose, who went to FAMU. You have Will Packer, who went to FAMU. So we are in all the industries doing all the things. You have Dr. Charles Drew, who went to Howard University. You have Katherine Johnson. If that name doesn't ring a bell, think Hidden Figures. and she went to West Virginia State University. You have Dr. John W. Thompson, who went to FAMU, was the former chairman of Microsoft. You have Bob Hayes, a FAMU and athletic legend in general. You have Althea Gibson, the first Black Grand Slam tennis champion for women. She went to FAMU. Without HBCUs, clearly, many Black leaders wouldn't have had access to higher education. So HBCUs are of critical importance. HBCUs were absolutely critical during the Civil Rights Movement. SNCC, which I just talked about, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, was founded at Shaw University in 1960, and they helped leading sit-ins, freedom rides, and voter registration drives. You have Fisk University and the Nashville students who led sit-ins to help desegregate lunch counters. You have Howard University, which was the home of Black student protests that helped shape a lot of civil rights policies. You got FAMU, where students helped to lead the Tallahassee bus boycott, inspired by Rosa Parks, and the Montgomery bus boycott. So clearly HBCUs were a place where activism definitely sparked, and just there was so much intellectual and academic excellence that you had no choice but to see us. You have no choice but to hear us. You have no choice but to acknowledge the greatness that comes out of these Black institutions. Another thing you have at HBCUs is the Divine Nine, which was Black Greek life. And many HBCUs are home to several, if not all, of the Divine Nine organizations, which were helping to shape Black leadership and community service and community excellence. If you're not sure what these organizations are, you have Alpha Phi Alpha, Alpha Kappa Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Omega Psi Phi, Kappa Alpha Psi, Sigma Gamma Rho, Phi Beta Sigma, and Iota Phi Theta. I'm sorry, it was not my bad. But you have these amazing organizations that also help to foster leadership ability, community activism, and service, not just in college, but beyond college, and as a way for young Black people to connect with one another, and to establish these systems and organizations that allowed them to have an impact on their local communities. HBCUs absolutely still matter today, probably right now more so than ever. They provide a very unique and supportive environment for Black students specifically. They create a safe space for Black students to exist without racial discrimination. You have smaller class sizes, more personalized support and mentorship. You have strong Black culture and history. It was nothing like taking psychology and seeing the strain of Black intellectual thought through psychology, through sociology, through every class I participated in. And you have just strong Black culture and history and a sense of belonging and Black pride. HBCUs absolutely help to make college more affordable. You have lower tuition costs in most instances at HBCU than predominantly white institutions. Over 75% of HBCU students actually receive financial aid and are able to receive support to help them continue in their education. And they also produce very strong outcomes despite limited funding. Hello. They continue to shape Black excellence. There's just no doubt about it. HBCUs enroll only 9% of Black college students in the country, but they produce 25% of Black STEM graduates, 80% of Black judges attended an HBCU, and 50% of Black doctors and lawyers are HBCU grads. We out here doing the thing. So they absolutely remain critical to Black progress in every field that you can think of. And HBCUs are absolutely still thriving. We've had more funding and investment in recent years. We need more, especially under this current administration, which is threatening to take funds from HBCUs. More Black students are choosing HBCUs again over PWIs. And partnerships with major corporations like Google, Apple, Netflix, and other companies help HBCUs to continue to thrive and ensure that top Black talent gets access to some of the best jobs and best companies in the respective industries that they want to serve in. They're not just a thing of the past. They are absolutely the future of Black education and leadership. HBCUs have been the foundation of Black intellectual life, activism, and excellence since their founding in the 1800s. They have educated Black leaders when no one else would. They were the heart of the civil rights movement, and they continue to produce game changers today. Hello, look at me. I am one. Okay. So if you want to support Black empowerment, Black education, and self-determination, you need to support HBCUs. And hear me out. You don't have to be like, well, I didn't go to an HBCU. Your money can still go. We're going to accept all donations. Support the HBCUs that are supporting the Black students and the future of Black intellectual thought and power. HBCUs don't just teach you how to be excellent. They teach you how to be excellent while being unapologetically Black, okay? And we love that. So pick an HBCU to support. I mean, obviously I support FAMU, but I've also supported other HBCUs because I believe in supporting Black students in the places where they can thrive the most, and I believe HBCUs are still it. So, yeah, that's it. That's all. Remember, do what you need to do to be more than okay because you deserve to be more than okay. Absolutely do what you need to do to live a life you love because you deserve to live a life you love. And one of the things that helped me do what I needed to do to be more than okay and absolutely live a life I love was attend an HBCU. Thank you, FAMU, for all that you have done and all that you continue to do to support excellence with caring, and to every other institution out there that is supporting the growth, the intellectual growth, the spiritual growth, the emotional growth, the professional growth of Black students. And propelling them to heights that they did not even consider before. Thank you for the work that you do. Happy Black History Month, y'all.